Hello and welcome back to the Colorado Rockies franchise. Before we get into any games, we're going to take a look at some stats in the early going in this 2022 season. In the hitting department, we're led by a couple of veterans, in Wilson Ramos and Charlie Blackmon, who both have over 1,000 OPS. And they're joined by Brendan Rodgers. Kind of surprising after last season, I did not expect to see him off to such a good start. It commands after him the guy he platoons with, and then Tapia and Correa, the big acquisition in the offseason at 844. So we got some good hitters in the lineup, and we're going to need to keep hitting if we're going to beat teams like the Dodgers. You can see we're only separated by one game in the loss column, so this series is going to be a battle for first place in the NL West. In the early season, we'll see if we can take out the Dodgers, at least in game number one. Carlos Correa, hated by the Dodgers fans after that whole sign-stealing scandal he had with the Astros, but he's moved past that, and he's here with us now. Let's see if he can help us win game number one here. Charlie Blackmon's batting leadoff, and he watches a borderline pitch at 100 miles an hour. And Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, already given the ump an earful after that one. Hoping to get some calls going in his favor going forward. Tapia batting second. He's going to fly to right field, but it's going to be an out to Mookie Betts. So we're going to have one on and one out for Correa. But let's take a look at the rest of the lineup, where we have Gurriel, Larnach, Ramirez, and Duhar, Caratini, and Brendan Rodgers batting ninth, hitting 370. But we're going to keep him down there. I don't want to move him up and risk ruining his season. We kind of did that last year. He had a good start, but fell off. Correa going to get an infield single. So now we got first and second, and one out for Gurriel. Gurriel going to ground this to short, where Seager going to field and throw to second. And they're going to try to turn two, but Gurriel hustling down the line beats it out. So now first and third with two outs. Larnach going to ground this down the third baseline. That's a fair ball. Turner doesn't have a play as he looks home and then fires to second. That's going to be an RBI infield single for Larnach. Now Harold Ramirez up in a 1-1 count. He's going to line this to the left center gap. And this one's going to roll all the way to the wall and be a 2 RBI double, it looks like. So it looks like we could have had no runs in this inning if Gurriel does not hustle out that ground ball. And now we have 3, so a pretty big inning, at least to start things. We need to score some runs because we have Davey Garcia, the young guy, on the mound. So we got to give him some support early. And Duhar's going to fly out to center. So we only get to 3 in the first, but still 3 is better than none. Like we mentioned, Garcia's starting, making his third appearance on the year. He's been okay. Hoping to build upon that. It's probably the biggest start of his career, at least so far. Here early in the season. His first full season with us. Taking on Turner here, leading off for the Dodgers. He's got a 2-1 count. And he's going to line this one to the right center gap. And that's going to get down. That's going to be a base hit, but Ramirez is going to cut this off nicely. Hold him to a long single. Turner hoping to get things started for the Dodgers and eating their chip into this lead a little. Make it at least 3-1 or maybe even tie it up. Who knows? Maybe even take the lead. But a ground ball to second base here from Lux. And that leadoff base runner going to be erased right away. So it's a double play. Now Mookie Betts with 2 outs. He's going to chop this into the shift. And Rodgers going to make a nice athletic play. So we get out of that inning and to keep our 3-0 lead. Now we got Caratini leading off the top of the second. He's down at 143 average-wise, but this one is going to be a fair ball down the first baseline, and that's going to be a base hit. But Mookie Betts getting the ball back, and he rushes it. He didn't have to do that. Caratini was not even going to try to go to second, and this is going to be an error. So a base hit and an E9 puts Caratini at second for Brendan Rodgers, and a 2-2 count. He's going to ground this to short, and Caratini can't advance. So now we got a guy at second with 1 out for the top of the order. Blackmon hitting 362. He's going to ground this to second base. Luck's going to make the nice easy play, but he advances the runner to third at least. Tapia in a 2-2. He's going to ground this to short. Seager. Oh, he makes an error. And that's going to score a run. I don't think he had to rush this one. He could have just, done the proper footwork and fired over to first base and probably still got Tapia. But he rushed it, and that's going to make this a 4-0 lead for the Rockies. A chance to add on for Correa. He's going to ground this through the right side of the infield. Tapia avoiding the ball. Because if he gets hit by that, he's automatically out. And that would have ended the inning. Now we got first and second with 2 outs. Gurriel sends this to left field, but it's going to die out. So we can't add on any more than that 1 run. But it's 4-0. Rockies as we head to the bottom of the second. Where Garcia's got to take on Bellinger and a couple of lefties here in the order. Bellinger going to ground this into the shift. And Correa makes a nice play. Seager in a 3-2 count. They extended him in the offseason. After making that error, he wants to make up for it, but he's just going to chop this back to Garcia for out number 2. Garcia gets some soft contact against the heart of this Dodgers order. Smith going to fly to left center field. Looks like Tapia is going to take this one. So a 1-2-3 inning there from Garcia. So we keep the 4-0 lead. And you can see the standings. This would, if we win this, we could take a full game-and-a-half lead over the Dodgers in the standings. I know it's early, but it'd still be nice for momentum reasons. Yeah, look at the standing there. You got San Diego and then Arizona and the Giants down in last place. Pollock leading off the bottom of the 6th. We're still up 4-0. As we move ahead, he flies out to left field. Garcia has been getting a bunch of soft contact. He only has 1 strikeout on the outing. This is going to be a base hit to right field for Justin Turner. Now the top of the order, Gavin Lux got a chance to chip in this lead a little on a 3-2 count. Grounds this up the middle, but Rogers makes an excellent play to get 1. The return throw to first not in time, but at least they get 1 out of it. Now Mookie Betts, pitch 87 from Garcia. Going to be flipped into shallow left, and Correa's there for the 3rd out. So a great outing here from Garcia. That's probably going to be all from him. So he keeps the Dodgers to no runs through 6 innings. Tapia leading off the top of the 7th. Looking to add on here. He's going to get a base hit to left field over the 3rd baseman's head. So we got a leadoff runner on here. The top of our order, and that's going to extend Tapia's hitting streak to 7 games. Pretty nice little hit streak he's got going on. Correa's going to walk, puts on 2 on, and nobody out, and a full count to Gurriel. And he's going to walk. It's going to load the bases here. Rockies got a chance to blow this one wide open here against the Dodgers in game number 1. And they're going to go to Brusdar Graterol out of the bullpen. Remember, they got him in that trade where they got Mookie Betts as well from the Twins and the Red Sox. That was a 3-team deal. Well, Graterol is striking out Larnach here. Now he needs a ground ball. Ramirez up, who had that huge double earlier. He's going to fly to center field. It's pretty shallow. Are they going to send Tapia? It looks like they are. Bellinger firing home, and he's going to gun Tapia out at the plate. Absolutely hosed him. The Rockies going to waste a bases loaded, nobody out situation. Score nothing. At least they're up 4-0. But man, what a throw from Bellinger. Jeffrey Springs going to come into the game, try to keep this 4-run lead. He's been hit or miss this year through 5 appearances. Facing a couple of lefties here with Bellinger up. He's going to ground into the shift. Rogers going to make a nice, easy play for the 1st out. Now taking on Corey Seager. He's got a 2-1 count. He's going to ground this up against the shift, but Andujar going to make a nice play for the 2nd out. Now I got Will Smith, 0-2, and he's going to strike. No, it's 2-2. He's going to strike out to end the 7th. Springs with a nice inning here. So to the top of the 9th. Rockies try to add on here, but Blackman's going to strike out to start the top of the 9th. And Tapia, he's going to fly to center field. That's more of a line drive, I guess, and it gets down in front of Bellinger. So we got a 1-out base runner. For the middle of our order, Correa 2 for 3 on the day, but he's striking out here on a sinker out of the zone. Now we got Gurriel up 0 for 3 on the day, looking to get a hit, but he's going to ground the short, and this is going to be the 3rd out of the inning, so we cannot add on here. We go to the 9th with a bottom of the 9th with a 4-run lead for Jordan Sheffield. It's a non-save situation, making his 5th appearance, and he's striking out Lux with a curveball, tying him up. There for out number 1, absolutely fooled him. Now you got to face Betts, who's 0 for 3. Make that 0 for 4. Another curveball out here as he grounds to Andujar. Now it's down to Bellinger in a 1-1 count. And he swings and misses at a curveball inside. Absolutely killing the Dodgers hitters here with that curveball. Bellinger's going to fly to center field. And it looks like the Rockies are going to hang on and win this one 4-0. Complete the shutout. Nice win here in game number 1. Hopefully keep this momentum going for the whole series. Garcia pitched really excellent. Only striking out 1 guy. But you don't need to strike out too many hitters. You know, if you're pitching like that, getting weak contact. 9 hits is all we needed. And 4 runs. Couple guys there with 2-hit games. Ramirez with that big double there in the 1st inning. And Gurriel, remember, he beat out that ground ball, which really allowed that inning to continue. We could have had no runs in the inning, but instead we get 3. We'd actually, unfortunately, go on to lose the next 2 against the Dodgers. Losing 1-3 here in game 2. Blackman with 2 hits. He was the only hitter who really showed up with a home run and a double. And then Senzatella would take the loss, giving up 2 earned over 6. Not a bad outing. And then in game 3, we lose 4-0, getting shut out. And Duhar, the only guy with multiple hits. Kershaw goes complete game shutout on us. Marquez takes the tough loss, striking out 8 in 6 innings. We're going to move on to this A's series, hoping to do better. And we're going to take game 1, 7-6. Sheffield's actually going to get the win. 3 hits from Tapia, 4 from Caratini, all the way up to 259. A couple of triples from the team. Absolutely good offensive performance. 16 hits in the game. Lopez allowing 3 earned runs. An error really cost him there, made the start look worse than it was. We're going to move on to game number 2 here and see if we can get the little 2-game sweep. Blackman leading off the game with a base hit in the left field here, left center field. Getting on base here, taking on Luzardo, who the A's really hope can be their ace of this team. That, they had the worst record in all of baseball last year. Tapia going to send this to right field, and he's going to do a little lefty on lefty crime. That's a 2-run homer to right field, making this a 2-0 lead for the Rockies. Good start again, scoring runs early in the game, giving our pitchers a chance to just go out there and not worry too much. Chapman going to field this one and get the out at first there on Correa, and then Gurriel going to line to center field for out number 2. It's now down to 1 out here in the top of the first after having such a fast start. It's McMahon down to 200. He's really slumped in the last couple of games here. He's going to line out to Chapman there. Remember, we used the starter when Gomber is supposed to be the starter. We use an opener with Heath Holder. He's not always the guy we use as an opener. We've been switching it up. And he's getting a fly ball to start things over to left center field for the first out. Now he's got White, who's up at 323. And he's going to line this one up the middle for a base hit. So they got a 1-out base runner for the middle of their order. Hoping to tie it back up or maybe even take the lead here in the bottom of the first. Chapman going to swing and miss at a pitch out of the zone. But White's going to take second as the pitch was in the dirt. So now they got a runner in scoring position. Heath Holder, he's going to strike out Chapman with the slider inside for out number 2. Now they got Seth Brown, the guy that replaced Matt Olson. He's going to walk, so 2 on and 2 out. A's in a little bit of a situation here with a chance to score a couple runs. Carpenter, the former Cardinal, going to bloop this in front of Blackman, who's misplays a little, and that's going to score a run. Now they're going to have first at third with 2 outs for Sean Murphy. And a 3-1 count to him. He's going to line this to left field, and that looks like it's going to get over the head of Larnick out there. And it's going to be a double. They're going to score 1 and tie it back up at 2. But they get it in quickly. So now second and third with 2 outs for Stephen Piscotty. Stephen Piscotty, he's going to line this to center field. Brinson racing in. He's going to make the play. What a play out there in center field. Saving 2 runs. What could have blown the game open early for the A's potentially. Started a huge rally. We keep the game tied at 2. Excellent Gold Glove defense out there. Now Gomber going to be taking the hill for us, using him as the follower. He's already 3-0. He's been pretty good as a follower. Hopefully he can continue that here. He's taking on Luriano, the 8-hitter for the A's. Watching ball 4 out of the zone. Now Malik Smith hitting in the 9th spot. He's down at 220, the average department. He swings and misses a slider out of the zone, striking out. So we got 1 out here in the bottom of the second, and they got the top of the order up, though. Elvis Andrus, the former Ranger, can't hold back the check swing. He strikes out. So back-to-back strikeouts here for Gomber. White up, who had that base hit, watches a strike here. But on the pitch, Luriano's going to steal, putting himself in scoring position. And with 2 outs now, a base hit's going to score him. White going to bloop this, but it's going to be hang up there for McMahon for the 3rd out. So we avoid any runs there. Let's move to the top of the 4th. Where Gurriel's flying to right field, but this one's going to hang up there for Piscotty out there for the 1st out. Ryan McMahon, 0 for 1, like we mentioned, struggling lately. He's grounding into the shift for the 2nd out, so looks like a bad start to this inning. We got Wilson Ramos. He's had a good start to the season. He's got a full count on pitch 66 from Luzardo. This is going to be sent to left field. Racing back, Smith at the wall, and that's out of here. Rockies have taken the lead back 3-2 here on Wilson Ramos' 3rd home run. And we still got a chance to maybe score more here. Miguel Andujar is 1 for 1 in the day. He gets tied up in knots, striking out. But we take the lead back at least. Moving on to the bottom of the 5th, Austin Gomber in the game still, getting a ground ball to third base, where Andujar makes a nice routine play. But now you got to face Matt Chapman, A's best player. He's going to pop it up in foul territory. They got the giant foul territory here at Oakland. Hopefully they can get a new stadium at some point, either here or they'll have to move and relocate. Seth Brown, he watches ball 4. So they got a 2-out base runner. Will a 2-out walk end up really hurting Gomber and this Rockies team? Matt Carpenter, he's going to ground the first. It will not this time. So we keep the 3-2 lead through 5. We're going to hand the ball over to Jordan Sheffield. It's been pretty good this season. Taking on Sean Murphy. And he's going to line this to left field. And this one's going to get over the head of Larnick, and that's out of here. We're tied up again, this time at 3. Sean Murphy delivering here. So now let's see if Sheffield can keep the game tied at 3. It strikes out this guy and then strikes out Luriano with that curveball. Back-to-back strikeouts. Nice bounce back. Couple outs there from Sheffield. And now Smith's going to fly to right field, so he gets the next 3. But the A's did strike back and tie us back up. So now we're going to hand the ball to Jeffrey Springs, who's been hit or miss this season, like we've mentioned before. Hopefully he can be good this time. Taking on Seth Brown. He's going to swing and miss at a slider. A couple feet out of the zone, it looked like. Striking out here. Matt Carpenter, 1 for 3 on the day. He's going to swing and miss at a fastball right down the middle. So 2 strikeouts here for Springs. Now you're facing Sean Murphy, though, who homered to tie it back up. He's going to flip this over the first baseman's head. And that's going to get into the corner. And it looks like it's going to be a double. Murphy racing into second. Blackman has a weak arm out there, and he's going to slide in safe. So a 2-out double from the A's. And Stephen Piscotty watches ball 4. Springs in some trouble here with 2-1 and 2-out for Ramon Luriano. And a 1-2 count. He swings and misses at a fastball out of the zone, striking out. So he gets out of this one hyped, obviously, keeping the game tied at 3, giving us a chance. But we got to face Lou Trevino here, who is a sub-1 ERA, been fantastic for the A's. So we're in the top of the 9th, still tied at 3, but we got the middle of our order up. Correa in a 2-1 hitters count. He's going to line this to center field, but he gets under it for out number 1. So now we're going to have Gurriel up at the plate, who's 0 for 3. He's going to line this to left center field, and that one looks like it's going to get down. It's going to hit off the wall. So we're going to have a 1-out double here from Gurriel as he's going to slide into second base. And he should be hyped right here, giving us a chance to take the lead here in the 9th and then maybe close it down. Ryan McMahon, who's really fallen into that slump, 0 for 3 on the day, gets jammed, but he flips it out into left field, and that gets down. They're going to send the runner from second, Gurriel, racing, sliding home. He's safe. The throw is late. We take the lead 4-3 here. McMahon delivers in the 9th. Wilson Ramos, 1 for 3 today, watches a pitch in the dirt. McMahon's going to take second, so now he puts himself in scoring position. Later in the count, 2-2. Ramos going to flail at this one out of the zone. And he's going to pop out to Brown. So now 2 outs. And Duar really would be nice to add on one more extra run here. He's going to swing at a pitch out of the zone, striking out. We only get the 1 run, but maybe that'll be enough. We're going to Scott Oberg, trying to close this one down, pick up his 7th save in 7 opportunities. He's going to face Malik Smith, the 9-hitter first. Smith's going to line this to center field, and that's going to get down. They got a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the 9th. Taking on Elvis Anders, the former Ranger. He squares the bunt, but he pulls it back. Pitcher's out of the zone, and the manager here giving him some signs. I don't know if he wants him to bunt or not. Rockies bring the third baseman in, expecting the bunt. He doesn't here. He grounds it to short. Correa throws to second, throws to first. It's a double play. Maybe he should have bunted. Now there's 2 outs, and they're down to their last out. And last strike here with White up at the plate. And Oberg strikes him out with the slider in the dirt. Rockies are going to win this one 4-3. Springs is going to get the win out of the pen. Maybe Elvis Sanders should have bunted there. Don't know. We'll never know. The Rockies, 7 hits and 4 runs is enough. And if you remember back, Lewis Brinson really saved the game. The A's could have blown this one open in the first inning, but he makes that amazing gold glove play to keep it tied at 2. Because that would have scored at least 2 runs. Yeah, well, that's all we needed was the 4 runs. Luckily, Tapia, the home run, and the Ramos. Pitching-wise, the opener didn't really work this time, but Gomber as a follower did work. He did walk 4. We'll take the win. After the game, we would claim a relief pitcher here from the Mariners and Domingo Tapia. We're gonna try to send him through our own waivers first, so we'll see if he clears them before we release anybody else, or before we release somebody. If not, he'll get claimed. Next time we'll be taking on the Dodgers again. See if this time we can win the series. So I'll see you for that. See you next time.